Okay. Um, we didn't get rugged. My phone died, which is weird. It died from like 20%. I thought I had a little bit more time if I had to put it in the charger. And usually, so I opened it up on my laptop. That's why it didn't immediately rugged. But it usually gives you like a certain amount of time frame, and it just took too long for my phone to turn back on and to get on the Twitter app. And right, I was about to get back on the Twitter app from my phone, it just rugged the entire space. So, got to be quicker than that, I guess. But back to what I was saying before Twitter rudely, well, not even Twitter, before my phone rudely interrupted what I was going to say, the message I was trying to get out there. Right? I think this is important because this is the top of the year. This is the top of the year, and we're only what 3 days into 2020 2023. So like I was saying, y'all, I spent a lot of time reflecting, thinking, meditating, doing nothing, hanging out with friends and family, and just really clearing up my mind, clearing up my head. So I say all that to say this: what is your vision and your purpose in life? Right? And I think that's a question everyone should individually ask themselves. Because the one thing we know, there's only two things that's promised. It's one, life. I mean, not life, death, and taxes. And the thing about the first one of death, we never know when that one is coming or how it's coming. And I don't think we would want to know, because if we did know, we wouldn't live our lives the same way. So I say that to say, this is a new year, new energy, new opportunities to really get after it, right? To really go after. I know a lot of us are here because we like the idea of the future. We like the idea of the blockchain. We like the idea of what life will be and how humanity will evolve over the course of the next, who knows, 20 or so years. Could take longer, could take a lot shorter. I don't know. I'm not a genie. And if I did know, I'll be a very wealthy man right now. But beyond Web3 and beyond who you want to become in Web3, what else is there? What else are you trying to accomplish? What else are you trying to do? Not just financially. I know financially it's a very big one, and that's why we're all here, because we clearly all have financial interest. But beyond that, beyond just finances, other hobbies, health, family, other goals, other accomplishments, what are you going to do about it? Because the thing about it as well is nobody is coming to save you. And it doesn't matter if you're 20 or it doesn't matter if you're 60. As long as you're breathing, as long as you got life in you, then I think you should continue to try to push the envelope and to push your limits and to continue to try new things. And I think that's the message of 2023 is nobody's coming to save you. If you want the nice body, get it done. If you want the $1 million, get it done. If you want to go on a vacation, get it done. Whatever you want to do, get it done. If you want to start up some Twitter spaces, get it done. You want to start posting some TikToks, who cares how you look? Get it done. Because we can't keep living as shells of our true potential. And I think that's what's happening a lot. And that's what's happening. That's happened to me. I'm pretty sure it's happened to y'all, where y'all think about doing something, you want to do something, you want change, you want something different, you want to move, whatever it is, but you just couldn't muster up the courage, the strength, the energy, or maybe even the confidence to get it done. But no more, we're leaving that in 2022. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I'm not saying it's going to be hard for everybody to have to walk their own path, do their own journey. But that is my message. I have no real updates today, besides the fact that Bitcoin was started 14 years ago today, which is pretty interesting. Let's give a round of applause for Bitcoin being started 14 years ago. That's the granddaddy of it all, right? 14 years ago is when this vision was first started. It's how we came about to where we are today, and I expect the next 14 years to be even better than the last 14 years. Also, 8377.com sold for $40,000 just the other day, or yeah, just yesterday actually, and 4digit.com sold for $40,000. Ladies and gentlemen, it's only a matter of time before the 10K clubs rivals those prices. In my opinion, my personal opinion, this is not financial advice by any means. It might never touch anything near those numbers. Who knows? But I think it will. Give it a couple years. Give it a couple years for sure. And last but not least, I want to say before I pass over the baton is Apple's market value falls under 2 trillion for the first time since November 2020. Wake up and look around. It's not just crypto. This is a worldwide thing happening. One of the biggest global conglomerates, Apple, falls to its lowest point in about 3 years. Well, 2.5 years, you could say. This is the time. There's a lot of opportunity right now in every market. There's a lot of opportunity right now in every market. That's all I'm going to say. Enough talking for me. Ladies and gentlemen, this is ENS Updates. We do this every Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're bringing in the new year the right way. And I'm going to pass the mic over back to Ron.
GM Kev, thanks. Glad you got back. Yeah, Master and I were talking because I know sometimes it lets you back on. But yeah, I've been fighting the phone issues all week myself with getting where it wouldn't charge. So yeah, definitely frustrating. Definitely, we rely on these things a lot, and that's part of the opportunity, part of the curse, depending on how you want to look at it. But yeah, great points, Kev. Yeah, Kev says that a lot. No one's coming for you. It's another way of saying it's up to us to make the change, to do what we want. And in order to do that, it is about always usually, and doing it long term, it's finding that right balance, finding that, finding that, what it is we want, and finding the balance between family, spiritual, work, financial, physical, all that stuff. And so that is the key. And I would add to that consistency. I think I've probably said this before, and not many people wouldn't hear about him, but early on, one of the first motivational speakers was a guy named Og Mandino. And I met him when I was just starting college, and he was super old. I met him just a few months before he died, and he wrote a bunch of books. But at one point, he was a homeless bum on the streets. Wife had left him all kinds of stuff. He said the only reason he probably didn't commit suicide, he said he used to look at the guns in the pawn shop window, but he said he never had enough money to buy the guns and the bullets at the same time. And so he would go into the libraries to keep himself warm during the winter, and started reading books and filling his mind with good stuff, and changed his life, and wrote a lot of motivational things, and was super successful. He has a lot of great books. But I had a quote that my wife found out of one of his books, and we blew it up and stuck it in our first apartment. And it said something like this. It said, great tasks are consummated not by single explosive bursts of energy or action, but the consistent daily application of the best we have within us. So in other words, it's not enough just to get all gung-ho and go for a week. You've got to go for days, weeks, months, and then years, maybe decades, right? We don't know. You've heard that overnight success takes about 10 years or 20 years or whatever. I think it's overnight success takes about 10 years. It might be 20 years. It's different for everybody, but it's good things to think about. Yeah, the only thing I'm like you, Kev. I was kind of off and on over the because of my phone, but I did see that digits seem to take a bit of a run again, so that's always a good sign. And then obviously, that web2.com selling for $40,000. That's also an indication of what's possible. But two ideas I had, maybe out of sleep depravity over the weekend or whatever, but the two ideas that kind of hit me over the weekend and I was thinking about. One was, you hear a lot about alt media, alternative media, and stuff like that, and really, to me, that's what we're doing right now. Um, I've seen Twitter Spaces over the last week with 250,000 people on them. Total like 60, 80,000 people at any given time talking about various things that are happening. We do it here. We're going on our 8th or 9th month. We're here passing. We're here passing alpha um, to each other and helping each other and giving updates. People literally all over the world. I see Thread Girl there in Pal- uh, Palestine, right? No, I'm getting that. I hope I'm getting that right. But other side of the world, people all over. Julio down there, ENS Latino. I mean, people we have ENS spaces now in Romania, India, France, Latino, Nigeria, right? So we are becoming that alt media or whatever they call it. Things are changing, and it's so much more efficient and so much more real time. I actually had a friend call me when he was watching the Buffalo Bills game when that player, heart stopped and he couldn't get any information. Call me, can you get on Twitter and let me know what's happening? And I was able to get more real time updates on people that were close to him on what was going on with him. So, yeah, we're part of that, and then ENS is going to play a big part of that. Web3 digital identity is going to play a big part of that. So, and the other thing was I was also thinking about kind of ENS in the terms of digital real estate. I don't know, 2, 3 months ago, Gary probably remembers when the Board Ape, two of the founders, were doing an interview, and someone asked them about ENS, and one of them said, "Yeah, it's probably the purest form of digital real estate." So I don't know, that thought just came back to me, in the scarcity, and sometimes I think when we focus in on kind of a real world, what we use it to help us visualize something in a digital world. And I do think that we can think about it as far as and guess what? There's good real estate, just like on Monopoly. There's the boardwalk and Park Place, and there's the crappy ones right after Go, right, that are cheaper and get less rent and stuff like that. There's real estate no one even wants out in the middle of the nowhere. So that's I think sometimes if we think of ENS domains and you know, in terms of digital real estate, maybe that's a good way to help us visualize the potential and also, the pitfalls of that. So anyway, looking forward to the new year. Like I say, it's weird. I know it's the first work day, but it feels weird to me. Yesterday felt real weird. I hate these holidays on Sunday, but it is what it is. Let's once again on a 10,000-mile death march. Some days you run and some days you just crawl a few feet. We do everything we can, and ultimately we get to our destination. So looking forward to it, looking forward to things happening, looking forward to a lot of good stuff happening in 2023.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I look forward to continuing the journey with you, Ron, in 2023 as well. I love that quote from that guy you said from that book. I think that was very powerful. Just showing up as your best self, and that's all that's really much needed. Master, just gonna pass it back over to you again. I know you were speaking before it got rugged, so you want to close out and finish some of your thoughts. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, thanks much. Happy New Year, guys. And yeah, because just now I was with my earphone and talking, and I didn't watch the phone, so I was talking a lot bit until I look back to the phone and see the room was off, and I didn't even know where did I stop to you guys. But anyway, I think 2023 will be another exciting year for Web3 for ENS. You guys all know the reason because that's what have been talking about in the past 7, 8 months. I mean, these are really great, boundary. These are great connection for all the community guys. And I think one thing is that I think majority of us already know why ENS is so great. But I have still observed a lot of accounts, and seems that lots of accounts, they don't have their reserve name associated, because recently I have been sending a lot of red letter greeting cards to my friends, to the ones I know in the community. They have been very close with ENS, But at the meantime, when I tried to send a card to them, I found out that they still do not have a reverse name. They still don't have a primary, ENS address setup. They still have not touched a lot bit, even to some of the very good names, the 3 or 4 digits. After they buy it, they never change a record. They never, even the association of Ethereum of all the coins are going to the previous owner, which is, I think, yeah, we can do better than that, right? That's if you pay some money on some name, at least you need to use it. You need to feel it. Otherwise, it's not nothing but speculation. But I think lots of us we should do the same way. Just like Daniel got his $260. Before that, his name never got an association. And I think recently he just sold his $260, and he purchased another, $865 something. Yeah, he swapped some of the 3 digits. So as long as we know it, we should do it. Know it and do it. There's a gap. The gap is huge, and we don't want to be very diligently participating in spaces and lectures and know all the right ways, the right things to do. Knowing is not sufficient enough. We need to do it. We need to do all the right thing and stay very close with the community till that very important day comes. That's why we are all here. That's why we meet each other. In Chinese, we always say deposit the faith, deposit the confidence. So yeah, we need to keep doing that, but we need to set up an action plan. But because what we don't want to do is to stay very close with the community for example, 3 4 years. But eventually, when the bull really comes, we found out that there's no real name in our account at all. We don't want to do that, right? We are otherwise we are just applauding. We are just clapping our hands for others. When we are inside the game, we must do something for example, for ourselves, or at least our behavior should be matching whatever we know. That's the spirit of this ENS, community wise, for the ENS spaces and all the communication internally. So I think, yeah, I wish you guys all know what's the right thing to do. And in the next 10 years there will be a lot of one and another applications on Web3, just a bit be similar, or maybe much better than red letter coming out. But moving forward, I think the trend is that if you really want to build something, you want to leave something permanent record on chain or on network, then I mean, burn some gas is the minimum requirement. You must burn some gas. If everything is centralized via username and password, we are not on blockchain. We are not on Web3 yet. So I think that is a differentiation of that. Regarding how to tell the difference between the Web3 or not. So I think there will be a trend. Let's just witness it together. Thanks much, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Master, and sharing that with us. Look forward to having an exciting, fun, and prosperous 2023 with you as well. But I have a special message from our sponsor of the day, vpn.eth.limo. Are you tired of feeling vulnerable and exposed online? Do you worry about your personal data being tracked and collected without your consent? With vpn.eth.limo, you can take control of your online privacy and security. Our easy-to-use website allows you to compare the best VPN providers and features so you can choose the right one for you. A VPN will protect your location, hide your IP address, and encrypt your internet traffic, ensuring that your personal data stays private. Don't wait any longer to take back your online security. Visit vpn.eth.limo now and sign up for a VPN today. Protect yourself and your loved ones from the prying eyes of hackers and cyber criminals. Sign up now and enjoy the peace of mind that comes with a secure and private internet connection. I actually love that script, by the way, y'all. But let's go right over to our guy, Triple Pistol, aka Flossin.eth. The stage is yours, brother.
GM, Kev, what's up, dude? Man, I have been fiending for this. All right, like I've been having to kind of go to my shitcoin communities, right? PFP communities for these spaces. It's just not the same, man. This just hits different. So glad to be back. Glad to see the show is back. But man, what an interesting weekend, right? Or last couple of weeks, I should say. Volume coming back to ENS, big sales going on. The 333 selling, seeing some bids on some triple digits, right? By the way, I got a emoji post going right now, a shill post. I don't know if you're down for me to posted up at the top, but we're starting with ENS Trading Post, doing emojis on Tuesdays. So it's perfect. It's the day before the emoji pill space. So definitely give us some stuff to talk about come Wednesday as well. But no, man, I just wanted to pull up. I'm at work, so kind of busy today. First day back since the holidays. So wanted to see what's going on in ENS, and definitely looking forward to the rest of the week, man. Like, I hope everyone has a safe, happy New Year. And quick prayers, right, for the gentleman last night for the Bills, Hamlin, cardiac arrest, had to do CPR on him on the field. So definitely thoughts and prayers going out to him and his family.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think, thank you for bringing that up, Lawson. I think that's most important, right? Thoughts and prayers out to him. You never want to just go, like, everybody wants to have fun, right? The fans want to have fun. The players are having fun. The players are doing a good job for their family. So I think there was some comments made that was very inhumane yesterday by some sports analysts about, hey, yeah, this guy's about to die on the field, but the game should resume. And ladies and gentlemen, like, it's never that deep. It doesn't matter if you're doing it for there's a fine line between engagement trolling and actually being offensive and actually, crossing the line. And a comment like that simply just crossed the line, in my opinion. Because the game is not bigger than a person who's literally basically passed out, dead, had to bring him back to life through CPR, and still in an unstable condition. But it is what it is. Nice. I'm happy to see you collabing with ENS Trading Post, Floss, and so I look forward to tapping into those. And ladies and gentlemen, don't remember, this is ENS Updates. The stage and the mic is open to everyone in the entire community. So if you want to come up, any questions, comments, anxieties, frustrations, whatever it may be, this is the stage to let it out. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and pass the mic over to our guy, Gary Palmer Jr. Happy holidays, Gary, and hope you had a great one. So the mic is yours, brother.
Yes, indeed, GM. Happy holidays, and a lot of holidays. 'Tis the holiday season, and do you guys know that today's a holiday? I feel like it was alluded to in the beginning of the show, but yeah, today is a crypto holiday. Today is known as Proof of Keys Day, and if you don't know that, now you know. And I recommend you treat this like a holiday. I recommend you guys bake a cake, buy a cake, maybe do a cupcake, whatever you like. But, typically Proof of Keys days, we take our crypto off the exchanges. Even if you want to go back and put it right back on, we take our crypto off the exchanges. Prove to yourself they got that crypto, right? Or do they just have enough crypto to cover half of it? So from me to you, happy Proof of Keys Day. Not your keys, not your coin, not your code, not your wallet, not your ENS name, not your identity. Yeah, NYK, NYC. It's a big deal. Like, why are we here? Why did we create Bitcoin? Why was Bitcoin created? Are we here for the billionaires who are just leveraging crypto and wrecking people and pushing pump and dump scams? Or are we here because of the cypherpunks, who were part of the crypto wars? Cypherpunks who fought with the United States government, went to jail, lived and bled and died to fight for PGP encryption, to fight for cryptography. I don't know how many people listen. I'm sure some of you guys know, but I don't know how many people listening know that the cryptocurrency that you use to trade cartoon pictures today, that used to be equal to owning a nuclear weapon. Having PGP encryption was the same thing as you owning weapons of mass destruction. It was a national security threat. And now here everybody is, with the power of a nuclear weapon and a bank in their pocket. So yeah, all that's a big deal, because the world is moving against us. There's a lot of information that we are receiving. We think it's the right information. we're told to trust what we're told, and not a lot of people, want us to verify the information that we have. Not a lot of people just say, trust us, don't verify. And I say, listen to everybody, and don't trust anybody, verify your own information, right? And just give you a Web 2 example of this in a world of many, many examples every day, every hour of the day, from technology to sports to politics to the food we eat. It was really interesting that the Google Home smart speaker had a back door that could allow your Google Home smart speaker to allow anybody to listen to you and what you say in your house, right? And people aren't aware of the back doors that are built into products, which is why it's really important that you own your own keys, that you control your own keys, that you control your own crypto, that you know what the source code of your wallet app does, or whatever website that you're using. And this whole source code thing, people can make their source code open so anybody can view it, but legally they can still restrict the commercial application, right? So with MetaMask, for example, up to a certain point with the MetaMask wallet, anybody can fork that wallet, and anybody can build their own wallet off that code of the MetaMask. But MetaMask got upset with that, and so now because they were getting ripped off, right? So now anybody can still view the code, but not anybody is allowed to use the code. So there's a big difference, right? Some blockchains are like that too, right? Some token projects are like that too. I know that the Hex token is like that. Like, commercially, like anonymously, anybody can fork it and use it, but commercially, it's sort of like against the rules that the society has allowed. But what's not against the rules is, what's sort of like with the rules is invading privacy. It's encouraged to, it's not even encouraged to invade privacy. It's just encouraged to completely ignore privacy, which is why it's really important that we understand what are the devices that we're putting into our house, where are they made, who are they made by, and are you trusting or are you verifying? Because, man, it's crazy because, I like talking about freedom. I like talking about sovereignty. When I think about freedom, when I think about sovereignty, I think about money, I think about power, I think about land, I think about time. I think about doing, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody, I think about doing whatever I want with my time and having the time to do it. I think about being free to move across the land, having my own land to do what I want on, my own power to do what I want when I want to do it, and money to get it done. But like ultimately, when I look, like really high level, I think about peace. I think about, bravery. I think about like the lack of fear, the fear that we have to live, the fear that we have to move forward, the fear that we have to take the actions that we want to take. And we want to be free. We want to be free to live, to love, to pursue our happiness. But to do this, to be successful with that, it takes having an education, right? And I'm not talking about a formal education. I'm not saying that you have to, go to school, like formal school or college. When I say education, what I'm talking about is good information. You have to have good information. You have to have wisdom. And if anyone is seeking freedom, seeking sovereignty, seeking all the things that I talked about, then you're only going to be successful with that with good information, with education and wisdom. But, it's kind of a confusing world because just having that good information, just having that education and that wisdom doesn't guarantee your freedom, right? You have to take action. You have to be brave. You want to be sovereign. You want to be brave. You want to be satisfied with the confidence of having facts, of having patience, of having practice, of living with purpose. You got to have that information. You got to take the action, and you're not going to do it alone. It takes a community of people, and yeah. So I'm super excited about 2023. I'm super excited about the shifts that I've made in my life already. I'm excited about the new practices that I'm incorporating into my life, and I'm excited about the permission that I'm giving myself and the power that I'm giving myself to work with other people, to show up, to take action. And and I'm really proud to be doing that with the people in this room. So there's a lot more that I want to say, bouncing off of everything else that everyone else has said. But I'll leave it there. Thank you guys very much. Happy 2023 and happy Proof of Keys.
Yeah. Thank you, Gary, for coming on, and happy Proof of Keys, happy 2023. Today is a holiday. Today is literally a holiday, right? And not just a holiday; it's an important day for where we are today in 2023. It started 14 years ago, so let's definitely celebrate some way, whether that's a glass of wine or, like Gary said, maybe baking a cake, whatever it is. But whatever happened 14 years ago didn't happen today. We wouldn't be here where we are today. And I have one interesting thing to say before I go on to zero. I think humans in the future are going to look at us and laugh and be in awe and be intrigued and maybe even be a little envious of us. Well, probably a lot of envious of us. And what do I mean by this? When we go back, as far back as we could go, how many of us could say that, hey, I got to watch my grandmother's life, or I got to see my grandmother's life, or I got to, see my parents' life, like throughout their life, right? Or, the history we have prior to, mainly, let's say the year 2000 was mainly newspapers. Some people made it on TV. Majority of nobody did. There was no social media. There was no nothing. Now we're going into an age where every transaction is going to be tracked on the blockchain. Everybody has a social media account. We're literally watching the progression of humanity. And I think it's going to be very interesting, the humans in 100 years, when they come back and look at the year 2023, conversations like this, when they have supercomputers or artificial intelligence to go through and scavenge through the Ethereum blockchain to see how humans were communicating, how humans were doing commerce, how humans were trading a century ago. And I think that's so fucking cool that they get the opportunity to track history in a way that we couldn't, and view it live. So I say all of that to say this: everything we do today, every action we make on the blockchain today, will be tracked tomorrow. But anyway, that was a little tangent and a rant that I thought was very fascinating. Oh, and the reason I said that was because I was watching something with artificial intelligence, where somebody asked the AI to track the evolution of humanity or something along that nature, and it literally started from the beginning, and it ended where it's saying some shit like, well, it was showing pictures of us being one with the universe, which is kind of crazy and scary and interesting as well. But it is what it is. I'm going to pass it over to my brother Zero. Zero, welcome to the stage. I know there's a lot of exciting things with ENS updates. Not ENS updates, I apologize. ENS Vision. So the stage is yours, man.
Hey, thanks, Kev. Hey, Ron, Master, Gary, Floss, and Crypto Reporter. First, I'll give you some news on ENS Vision. About an hour or two ago, Address, a well-known member of the ENS community, put up a couple stats for Vision from Dune. We've been taking market share from OS this whole time, but now we've been taking a massive chunk from OS market share on Vision. So if you can look at his post, it'll show you the activity from ENS Vision through Dune, which they track everything. We do aggregate from other markets like, OS, LooksRare, Rare ID, X2Y2. And the sites, actually the members, we have huge traffic, right? So they're all looking at ENS Vision, and we're aggregating from them. So like OS has been making a lot of money obviously Vision doesn't charge a fee. So if you go through Vision, you pick a name through you want to buy it through OS. They've been making huge amounts of money just through our site, but we don't charge anything. We don't get anything back in return. So we don't even get a small fee from OS, LooksRare, or anyone else. Having said that, the market shares that we've been taking has been very impressive, and it's been slowly gaining. Also, Vision has the sub marketplace, which will be released once the name wrapper is released. The sub market is actually ready to go. It's been tested. It's been everything. We're just sitting and waiting, just like everyone else for the name wrapper. Number two, ZZZ Group, which Kevin is a partner and he's head of operations. I'm going to show this our brokerage company. So we've been doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes. 2023, we're going to do a lot of building, promoting, and trying to onboard other Web 2 companies or Web 2 individuals into ENS. And I always say we represent the biggest portfolio, the greatest portfolio in ENS, and I strongly stand by that. We've hired many new parts to our team, whether you're a broker or you are marketing. So we have pretty much our team filled out for now. That doesn't mean we'll be hiring in the near future. Obviously, we're always in the need for developers. But I want to highlight Master's Red Letter, a simple, basic, great-looking project that doesn't get enough attention. It's just something that I think he built from his heart. So, I mean, for us, for me, and for our ZZC group, we would love to promote it for them any way possible, where the community can understand. There's an individual who's been here over 5 years that just built a really nice, simple project, and we need to get some eyes on this. And behind the scenes, I would love to, collab with Master. Obviously, Master is one of our clients on my brokerage firm also, but this is separate. This is just individually. Let's get some eyes on this project. And a simple stuff like that. This is what I'm looking for 2023. I say it's a year of the builders and subdomains. Builders, it could be a simple, great looking, functional site like redletter.eth, or it could be anyone else's project that we can help promote, whether it's my project or our brokerage firm project. It doesn't really matter because we need more .eth websites and functioning websites / platforms on the ENS name itself. But I appreciate the time that you gave me, Kev, Ron, Master. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Zero. That guy there is a true visionary, and yeah, man. Shout out to Master and the Red Letter Project. If you guys haven't already checked that out as well, and shout out to ENS Vision for taking so much market share and really carving its own. The ENS market isn't where it is today without ENS Vision. So we have to give props where props are due, right? And last but not least, shout out to ZZC Group, because we're going to be making a lot of noise and doing some big things this year as well. With that being said, I will also be in Las Vegas this weekend. I'm going to Vegas this weekend. I'm going to be super busy, so I don't know if I'm going to have time for meetups and things of that nature. But if you are in Vegas, just hit me up. Potentially, we could probably try to set something up, grab a drink or something. Who knows? But I will be in Vegas on behalf of XXX.eth. On behalf of XXX.eth, we're going to Vegas. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna get some content, and we're serious about this, y'all. We're serious about this. We're not here to joke and play and to talk about this no more. We're going there. We're getting a boatload of content, and we're gonna build on top of that content. We're also going there for a lot of market research as well. For our XXX.eth. So stay tuned. If you guys haven't already signed up and you want to stay up to date on what's happening with XXX.eth, go to XXX.eth.limo. I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to our guy, the one and only crypto reporter. The stage is yours, brother. Happy holidays.
Hey, everybody. We made it. Happy 2023. We made it. I was feeling some type of way yesterday because I had to go into work, but I'm a little better today. Yo, first I have to give my shout outs. I'm sorry. But yeah, shout out Kev, man. I've been waiting to come back. I was checking like every single day, and then I realized that you had the pinned post up there, and I think something happened yesterday too. But I was excited. I was like, there's just so much happening every single day. Seems like, we get something new, whether it's crypto related, ENS related, just AI related, but we'll get into that a little later. Shout out Ron, man. Hey, Ron, Master, Zero, Gary, 842, I see you, man. Magnum, oh my gosh, I wish Mafiko, I'm not sure if Mafiko's here, but shout out Mafiko. He was able to help me with some things, so I appreciate him. Just also shout out everybody that's also in the crowd, but I didn't really have too much to say today, only to, I guess, expand upon what we've really been saying all year, right? Especially going back to what Master was saying about people actually using their ENS names. And what I've noticed from the data is that we are still a very small community when there's only so many people that actually have the ENS names, but we're not using them. Right now, this is the time period where people are kind of like buying and selling and things like that. But as far as how many people have been actually using them for their wallet address or using them, in part with IPFS to create these decentralized websites, we haven't seen that yet. And I think the reason being is because, one, perhaps maybe it's a little bit too technical, but another thing is that we've been really focused on, buying, selling, and trading. But I think that this year is actually the year, like Zero was saying, of building this out. And like Kev was saying as well, just this is going to be a year where we're going to see more ETH.limo names in a good way. I think that we're going to see more decentralized websites. I think that we are going to see more people actually using their their ENS names. I think that we're going to see a lot more cool projects, and we've already seen what's happened within this previous year. So it's going to be really exciting to see what new projects are being built on top of ENS this year. Trying to figure out if there's really anything of real importance right now. I think that today is a very good day for Bitcoin, and honestly, it's like Gary said, it's a celebration that we have to take a step back and realize, why are we doing this? Why are we looking at magic internet money in the first place? And that's in part due to the fact that we need something that is self-sovereign, self-sovereign digital property. And people are still trying to wrap their heads around it. And so we find ourselves in a great time where we understand these technologies, right? Not only do we can understand these technologies, but we can speak intelligently about these different concepts. And as more people are getting their feet wet into just crypto in general, or ENS, or domaining, or things like that, these are concepts that we can fully comprehend and be able to teach to others as well. And there are going to be a lot more people that are going to look and see that this fiat system isn't really working. So, but what are the alternatives, and what are these digital assets? And I think that thing is going to continue to grow. That trend is going to continue to grow. Another thing I really wanted to touch on, and then I'll pass it over. But if you guys haven't been paying attention, there is this new thing created by, I believe it is Sam Altman from. I know that he's done work with Y Combinator in the past, and I believe he is a founding member of Open API, Open AI. And for all my techies out there, I would look at this. I would take a serious look at ChatGPT, take a serious look at the API that they have now available, and see what can be done with this. And I think one of the crazy things is I thought we had more time as far as AI, or these different things that we hear about all the time. But what this is kind of proof, or it's telling people, is that there are some real life use cases and people have been using this. So my thing is, okay, how can this relate to ENS? And so I've been trying to explore different use cases and practicing with it. Um, so I'm excited to see really what the community brings up with that. And I'll leave it with this. I know I said because I know we have a lot to go through, but last year for me personally, it was about learning and understanding and attending different events just to be able to get more knowledge about this field. And I'm excited to share with you guys that this year we'll be speaking at events. And so I'm learning from you guys. I'm grateful for this community in general because this is the community that I resonated with. And for better or worse, I feel as though was the right community, was the right choice, because this is just a leverage bet on Ethereum, which is one of the fastest growing networks out there. And I think I made the right bet. Um, but anyways, thank you guys. Thank you, Kev. I'm excited for what this year's holds, and I'm just grateful to be a part of this community. Let guys DM me if there's anything that I can do. Um, yeah, I want to get things going this year. It's 2023, y'all. We gotta get things going. Anyways, much love. Peace.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. I couldn't agree, man. I guess to summarize what reporter said is this is the year for building and doing and taking action, which I'm very excited about, of course. And I also want to kind of circle back around also to what you said, bro, with the AI. And I talk about this AI thing a lot on these spaces. It's only because I am so intrigued, mind blown, fascinated, confused, scared, excited, all in one, all in one. And I think it's honestly probably one of the biggest opportunities of our lifetime right here, right now with artificial intelligence. If you don't have a TikTok, I just type in Chat GBT on TikTok and you'll get a million different use cases and ideas of how people are currently using it, its use cases, its potential, its possibilities. But the biggest thing is this. The biggest thing is this. This year alone, there will probably be hundreds of millions and billions and trillions of dollars poured into artificial intelligence over the course of the next 12 to 24 months. Big tech is going all in. The investors are going all in. Everybody is going all in. And the one who gets it right first, Chat GPT is cool, but it's not everything yet, right? And the person who gets it right, it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. A lot of big money is going into that sector. And they say follow where the big money is going. I think it's very obvious. I think it's a very easy thing to do, and it's something that everybody here. There should be no reason why, if you're this early in this space, that you have not experimented or played with artificial intelligence, or you have not tried to get ahead of the curve and saying, how can I use this to my benefit or to my advantage? Because you can. I was just talking with a friend who's still in school, and they were telling me they have all these things to do, and I was telling them, hey, use this thing called Chat GPT, and I guarantee you it'll make your semester go by 90% smoother. And they were kind of brushing it off, like they were just brushing it off. And I just got a text from them last night saying, yo, thank you so much for this Chat GPT, whatever Chat GPT thing. I'm so much more productive. It helped me tremendously, so forth and so on. So whatever you're doing, whether it's in real life work, side hobbies, AI is going to make your life tremendously smoother and easier in every facet of the game. With that being said, I have this theory. I think that 80% of jobs today will be abolished probably sooner than 5 years. Well, it depends on how much money actually goes into this thing. And what I mean by jobs, like desk jobs and things of that nature, when you have a computer system that could do the work way faster than you and is way smarter than you are no longer needed in the office. What used to be 5 people turns down to 1 person managing the artificial intelligence. I really think 80% of jobs will be gone within 3 to 5 years. So us knowing that AI is just going to replace most human jobs and AI robots will replace most human labor, aka Elon Musk is building his own human lookalike artificial robots. What is next for humanity? In my personal opinion, what I think is next is the one thing that AI could assist in but could never replicate is human content. Human content, human expression is next. In a world where anything can be generated or created by artificial intelligence, I think the highest piece of value will be human expression, will be human art, will be human opinions, right? Because now we know, we all seen it where you could just type in something and artificial intelligence would generate a beautiful art piece for it. And that kind of loses its value. But in a world where people all I'm trying to say is if you're not creating content in any form facet, I think you need to start. I think you really need to start, because that's, in my opinion, the only thing that won't get replaced. And that is where the opportunity is going to be. So start on Twitter, start on YouTube, start on Instagram, start on TikTok, it doesn't matter what platform it is. Just start expressing yourself creatively as a human. It doesn't need to be Twitter Spaces. You don't got to do Twitter Spaces. If you like plants, create plant content, right? If you like sports, create sports content. You like crypto, create crypto content, like what a lot of us in this space are doing right now. And you don't have to be limited to creating one particular niche of content. There's so much other things that I like that I'm going to begin to create and expand to besides just crypto and ENS. Because I keep saying this, everything that I'm capable, all my skills today, listen, I I did marketing for the past 5 years. For the past 5 years. It was a skill that I learned. It's something I've been working. And the first day I used ChatGPT, I said, this is going to take me out of business. This will literally take me out of fucking business. Why? And let me explain why that is. Okay, you get a client, the client talks to you. Okay, what is you go over the customer avatar, you make a marketing plan, you talk about strategies of whatever it is. And that could take, let's say on a good day, you get back to the client within 24 hours on a good day, right? And that's you've done extensive research, you've done market research, so whatever. How crazy is it that I tell you that the chat GBT could do what it would take me 24 to 40 hours to do? It could do it in 10 seconds. It could do it in 10 seconds. And that's every profession. What would take a author, for example, who would write a book? What would take him a year? What would take him a year book of years of time to write whatever type of book? The artificial intelligence could do it in 10 seconds. A movie script, somebody who writes movies, what would take him a year to map out and create the perfect movie script? The artificial intelligence could do it in 10 seconds. A lawyer, what would take him time to generate whatever paper or notes, the artificial intelligence could do it in 10 seconds. What would take a student 10 hours essay, the artificial intelligence could do it in 10 seconds. So you guys get where I'm going with this. I'm not going to keep beating a dead horse with this. The moral of the story is, ladies and gentlemen, one, use this shit to your advantage right now before the rest of the world wakes up to it. Number two, if you aren't creating content in some way, shape, or form, I think you need to begin like today, because that's the only thing that's going to be relevant in a couple of years. And these are all my theories, my opinions, how I view the world, and how I see this thing going. But I just added my good friend OX Wiz to the stage. The mic is yours, brother.
I love this kind of conversation because we are the content, we're the money, right? That's the whole point of this. But I don't see GPT-3 taking the jobs because you have the job, and it's really about it enabling you as a creative to execute on those things. So you have to be better than the most common knowledge, right? Like you have to be more creative. There's still absolute rarity in creativity and putting those things together and being able to execute, what is simple text or an assisted code base or an assisted smart contract or an assisted whatever AI assisted augmented thing you would be creating. You are still executing on that. So I see it being no different than a word processor, than being able to use Google, than being able to use LexisNexis as a lawyer or a researcher. I see it as like an absolute assistive tech that is going to make even more explosive the ability for people to create content. Because I agree with what you were saying earlier, which is in a in a universe where there's no scarcity of platinum, gold resources, things that physics can tell us are there. We just need to get access to them. The true rarity is human creativity, human art, human uh, uh, execution. It's us. Until we find another race right now, like that's pretty much like it. We are super rare. And that's what we're going to value with the tools of Web3 and blockchain, and making sure that like we can use tools like ENS and NFTs to make sure that the provenance and the agency that we have as creators is fulfilled in this new digital space. So yeah, just came up to celebrate that, and really looking forward to seeing you in an XXX.eth t-shirt. Need to see those pecs. I hear they're hot. And I hate to get raunchy in here, but imagine that. Imagine that the thing that helps .eth go mainstream is a tasteful and powerful implementation of .eth EVM community technology. Like porn will lead again, and when it comes to art space, and I think that that's actually a pretty interesting thing. So hope you guys are paying attention to that and keep it safe for work. Keep it safe for work. But
Yeah.
that's what we're doing. And then just to finish off the idea of creating content for your pages, follow the leaders, right? Like everybody in here is showing you different ways to put stuff in your content tag to create business models or rethink what it is that you're doing out there, and how to apply these tools that you own to it, right? Follow the leaders. There's a billion different ways for you to fill out that content tag. And to me, my resolution is 2023 is every single content tag for ENS needs to get filled, right? There needs to be something there. It needs to do something. It needs to be a part of something. Name wrapper or not, you're a domainer or not, there needs to be content there. We need to bring people over to this side of how web applications and decentralized applications can get built. And that is another, slam dunk here coming from, ZZC Group and building on web.eth and all that other stuff. So looking forward to all that. It's going to be a fucking fantastic year. Happy New Year, everybody. Stay strong out there before the sun. It's usually pretty stormy out. And it's really just about staying consistent, keep learning, and shut up and listen sometimes. It helps. Good morning.
Good morning. We do have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Sometimes listening is better than speaking. But I do have to spin the block back with Wiz said. Real quick. ChatGPT, no. ChatGPT would not replace our current jobs. Absolutely not. It's not there yet. But God damn it, it is very advanced at this stage, and it's only getting better. It's only improving. And this is kind of my thinking. What is this monster of a technology going to be in 3 years once another $1 trillion gets poured into its improvement? So I'm thinking along the lines of, for example, of marketing agency that used to have, let's say, 5 digital marketers working on 5 accounts each. They have 25 clients. The work it takes for 5 marketers to do over the course of a week, all it would take is one person to manage the AI to do the work for 25 clients within half a week, in my opinion. That's how advanced it is right now. Right now. So imagine in 3 years. So when I say replace our jobs, no, not everybody's job. You still need the human element there, but a lot of people won't need to be in the room anymore. And I think that's a fact, right? If it was 10 people in the room, that probably goes down to 2. Maybe I was exaggerating from 5 to 1, but you get what I'm saying.
Well, regardless of the
Yeah.
number, you're right. Other situations, other jobs become necessary, or more jobs get created, or something that needed more attention that didn't because of the current model starts to get that attention. So people shift, and I think that this is what's going to happen with a lot of that line. Is it's going to shift over from paper pushing, uh, the hard content creation, over to more refined and more controlled stuff. I think it's going to actually get better, to be honest. So, but yeah, we'll see it play out. We'll see the tools come forth. We'll see how we implement it. But it's absolutely the new Google, right? Being able to research stuff, whether it be true or not, uh, uh, on the internet was a very powerful cultural shifting thing for us as humanity. Having AI augmentation, assistance, having it just literally, give us these superpowers. I mean, to me as a creative, um, as somebody who's like created product and done games, and just this is to me, it's. I think I
We're
died,
superhuman.
to be honest. Well, yeah, I think I died, and there's this gift that is really just uh, there for me to shape it in the way that I want as a creative. So, and it gives me a power I've never had before. So yeah, that's all.
Wiz, I think that's a great way to put it, man. I think hey, ladies and gentlemen, we've just became superhumans. Literally, literally, we just became superhumans. Gary, go ahead, brother.
Hey, yeah, no, I feel like I'm either in the middle or one of the extremes, depending on what we're talking about. And yeah, I just want to put out there, someone that, with like you guys, I think deeply about this specific stuff. We became superhuman a long time ago. We kind of became superhuman the day that you get a smartphone in your pocket and you have that smartphone, you have the direct connection to all the world's information with more computing power than they had to go to the moon. We're human computer, and what Elon says about the Neuralink is that the difference between, the supercomputer, the android, the cyborg we are with the phone in our hand, and the cyborg that we're going to be with the Neuralink for the people that get the Neuralink, is going to be the latency and how quickly you can access, retrieve, and process the information, execute upon the information, between someone using a phone versus someone using a Neuralink, right? Someone doing the math by pen and paper versus someone doing the math by calculator.
Keyboards fucking suck, dude.
Yeah, and
Keyboards are the worst
yeah,
interface
there's
ever.
a lot of options out there. If you want to see a cool piece of tech, go Google the Jawbone, which a MIT kid, did the Jawbone. It's not non-obtrusive, invasive tech, non-invasive tech. But yeah, the Google AI. Speaking on the Google AI is probably better, smarter, and stronger by leaps and bounds, by degrees of magnitude more than OpenAI. So when we say that OpenAI is new Google, just wait until you see the new Google's Google.
Oh, I've
Um,
seen it.
And if you've seen it, make sure you guys check out the war games that the Google AI does with the other Google AI, and the differences in the war games when the AI has enough resources and resources are abundant versus when resources are not abundant. It gets pretty ruthless. But hey, in terms of like Kev's original point and talking about, is this going to take away all jobs, or is this going to take away no jobs? The kind of the big axiom to remember is that us as humans, we tend to overestimate what we think is going to happen in the short term, right? In the short term, we think the world is going to change, and it doesn't. But we underestimate, it's equally important to remember that we underestimate the long term. We think in 10 years, nothing is going to change, right? It's like kind of bizarre that we think the opposite that we should. And this is all coming from me. I'm like a high tech sort of person. And my father was a factory worker. He worked at an automotive factory, Northeast United States, ITT, Delco, Vallejo. If you know those words, you know those words. And yeah, their jobs were slowly replaced, right, by machines and robots, right? Machines and robots that didn't have brains. They were all body and like very, very basic chip, reptile brain. And yeah, those like a lot of our parents and ourselves in this room, like our jobs got replaced by robots. Now AI is coming, and then there's going to be the AI plus the robot. And what this means is that, what I hope this means, what this definitely means is that you as an individual, if you want to succeed in the future, you simply need to up your game. You simply need to know a little bit more and do a little bit more and be a little more creative and just, be able to operate the AI and work alongside the AI in a way that's going to make you a little bit better, right? Like cars upgraded, right? All cars have microchips, and there's these mechanics, the mechanics that decided, hey, I'm not going to learn how to fix this part of the car if it has a computer chip. Those mechanics just eventually go away. And so we need to sort of up our game. And what I hope that happens is that as a whole society, like all of society sort of increases its understanding of technology, but more so increases their level of responsibility and accountability. Because from the crypto perspective, to bring it back to from AI to crypto, and AI will help, or crypto will help balance the AI. But we need people to be self-sovereign in terms of owning their own keys, bringing it back to proof of keys day. It's really easy and safe, and safe from a internal security perspective, to give your power away to somebody else, to give your power away to the exchange, to the bank, to the AI. But people need to be able to, sovereignly control their own keys and sovereignly control their own connections and relationships with all of these things. So I hope people don't feel defeated. I hope people feel inspired to increase their game. So, and to double down, because this world of crypto, this world of AI, internet connected devices, like the Google speaker that has the backwards capability of people being able to listen to your conversations in your home. Like all of this shit that we're talking about is connected and gravely important.
Indeed. This was a excuse me, great conversation. Great conversations today, and I think we could go talk about this, for a whole nother hour. We could, but we're not. We're not because we're on a time limit, right? But great opinions and thoughts, and I love everybody's perspective, and we just have to see how this thing plays out. But I do think we're all know what's coming in some facet or another. But we do have some breaking news. Ethiopia.eth just got brought for 25 ETH. That is about 30K USD. Shout out to anybody who owns a country name. That is a huge sell. In the depths of a bloody bear market. Here goes 25 ETH to Ethiopia, and it'll probably go for a lot more in the near future. But shout out to the buyer. And more importantly, shout out to the seller for a great deal. I think that's a great deal on his end. Not bad to have an extra 30K in the depths of a bear market. With that being said, any final words for my co-host Ron Master before we call this one a day?
Yeah, that's exciting. I saw Master post that. I retweeted it. Once again, it comes back to the digital real estate, right? How cool that you can own a country, and those are obviously very limited. But yeah, just a comment on what you and Gary and Wizard were talking about. I think with this change, my experience is it just kind of makes everyone's lives better. What you have to do is not get caught um, in the Web 2 when we're going to Web 3 world, right? And that's, I think in the old days, kids needed to learn a skill. You know, you learned how to weld, you learned how to paint, you learned how to fix a car, right? And the most important thing today is to learn how to change, recognize change, and take advantage of it. Think about it. Yeah, um, our lives, our lives might get better. Our lives might get more simple. I mean, when you really look at when you really look at it, how much is that going to help medical research and all this stuff? Maybe we live longer. Maybe our lives actually become more simple. Maybe we spend more time planting gardens and hiking, spending time with our family. I don't know. I just my experience, and I'm older than most people in this room. Everything just got better, and there's more opportunity. And yeah, the thing is, who only people get hurt? Those people that are trying to live in the past. So let's live in the future. I think everyone here on this call is just doing that. So I think we'll all be okay.
Very, very well said. And I think that real quick, Ron, I think that's the base of it all, right? How can humans become more productive and ultimately get back more time to do the things that we actually love doing instead of being miserable, doing tasks and mundane things that just take up time. So I agree. Our quality of life as a race will increase. Master Zero. Anybody else before we call this one a day?
Hey, I think yeah, because majority of guys within this room, we kind of know ENS this time last year, or March or April. So pay attention to your account, check the expiration date, which is very important because if you have not associated with your Twitter, everything maybe you don't know it, right? Instead of the normal, the traditional TLD names, you will receive an email, something to for reminding. But keep in mind that the domain is NFTs that will expire, so check the expiration and only renew the ones that you believe really it carries some value. It carries at least more than one or two of the favorite on OpenSea. Don't believes that only yourself love the name is not good enough to make it valuable. He needs multiple people, a lot of the more people know it, and that will be dependent on how the length of the name, or whether or not it's easier for even the foreigners to know this name, whether or not it's famous. So yeah, lots of things will determine that, but make sure you don't let your grail slip from your account simply because you forget to do the renewal. It's very simple, but lots of people just fail to do it. Otherwise, you won't see so many job catch. So with those grails, 3 and 4 digits, because these are happening. These names are getting expired and released and being auctioned, and somebody paying 20 or 30 E's for these grail name, like 0 to 1 got job catch by like 30 E something. Yeah, why the previous owner didn't simply pay 640 to renew it and sell it to the floor, right? So yeah, somebody is losing it. Make sure as the close community of ENS of this Cav Space member, don't be that lucky guy. Yeah, have a great day, guys.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to give a huge shout out to our sponsor who makes this show possible, vpn.eth.limo. That is LIMO. If you haven't already checked them out, go ahead. That is a decentralized webpage. And that is a preview of a lot of what is going to be built this year. What do we mean by that? It's a very simple concept, right? You have a valuable ENS name that you're not going to wait for somebody else to buy. You build on it, right? For example, the VPN case, a simple case of affiliate marketing. You make a web page, you do affiliate marketing, and then you advertise your page on a space like this, and it's that simple. And when it's time to sell the asset, you're selling the entire asset over, which is going to, in my opinion, increase the entire value of that ENS domain, because you have an asset built on top of it, which is great work right there. So check out vpn.eth.limo if you haven't already. Definitely great stuff happening there. Zero, I seen your hand up if you want to go, brother.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot. So we represent Jay Gonzalez, who owns email.eth. And starting this week, we're going to do giveaways where you can enter. And then we'll mint you a subdomain with email.eth. So more details, all you got to do is follow zzcgroup.eth. And I'll be posting one today, actually. So we're going to do a giveaway. And anyone that enters, you can submit a name. If you win, you can submit a name with 5 characters or more, and that will be minted for you. Now, once the name wrapper does come out, that 5 characters or more will be reserved for you, and it will be sent to you as well. So just wanted to give everyone a heads up on that. I'll be posting that on our other account within 2 hours. So, we'll probably do 5 a week leading up to the name wrapper and ENS sub market. So be on the lookout, and thanks everyone.
Yeah, that's cool shit right there, Zero. And if you guys could get your first name email, that's pretty fire right there, right? Or anything else. How many people do you know right now with just their first name as an email address, like Kevin@gmail? Who's Kevin@gmail.com? That's a pretty cool email to have. But you guys have the potential to be whoever .email.eth. So, man, I'm out. I have to get some food. This was a great show today. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We'll be back again tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace and blessings.